Hey, y'all, listen, what's today? Happy Tuesday, y'all. Happy Tuesday. The Divas in the building. It's Trending Topics time, and I'm glad to see y'all out there hanging with me for a moment. I appreciate y'all. Happy Tuesday. Listen, it's Trending Topics Tuesday. I kept the title real simple, real small. It's called Sad. Sad. The missing student that went to the DR on spring break, only 20, was a med student. And I struggle to say her name. That's the only reason why I don't say her name as much, because I don't want to botch up her name. But may she rest in peace and blessings to her family. Her family told the Dominican Republic today, they wrote a letter saying, listen, just declare her dead. I want to say it's been 2 weeks since she went missing. And the family has just settled in their mind that she has drowned. They're asking the Dominican Republic to just go ahead and declare her dead, even though they don't have a body. And they're holding no grudge. Hey, everybody, I see y'all out there. I appreciate y'all. They're holding no grudge towards the gentleman, the young man that was being held as a person of interest. They just want to move on. And they spoke out, and it was heartbroken, and I was heartbroken for her. Thank you. Thank you, Andy B. We're going to call her SK. I appreciate you. I love you all the way y'all helped me. So I just said to myself as a parent, I was like, you know what? I really bless these parents and just, I love when I can just kind of look up to people and just grow from, what people do. I don't know as a parent if I would have ever been able to say, just declare my child, dead. I don't know if I wouldn't have, if I would have easily released that this young man didn't know more about what happened to my daughter. So when I see people like this, I just think to myself, wow, God bless them. And listen, it's not like it was easy. The mother was breaking down in that press conference. So was the dad. But I think they just said, you know what? We got to move on. And if we can be mad at this kid or keep having them pressure this kid. But they even hugged the kid before they left the Dominican Republic. They don't even want charges brought. Yeah, I mean, they said they didn't suspect foul play. These parents are amazing. And I'm sending prayers their way. When you have children, no matter what age they are, you're always worried about them. And for your child to go on spring break. Listen, when my child go to the movies, to the store, I'm like, be careful. Call me, text me. And we know that we got to allow our kids to grow up. But, as a parent, your heart always beats. And, you always have a little worry in you, I don't even know what more to say. But these parents showed incredible strength. And they definitely got a lot of spirit in them, because they just said, we gotta let this go. And they didn't even blame this young man. They just believed that the daughter did drown, and that was that. So we're going to talk about that. It's an update, to the story that I did last week on her. And I will say this, I'm a strong believer in be careful who you surround yourself with, because if you went with your girlfriend and your girlfriend had a little bit too much to drink, because they said she was vomiting in the bar, why don't you say, nah, we all going back to the room? I don't know. We'll talk more about it when I bring the panel up. And listen, Tyler Perry, because some people, they don't mind what they say. They don't think about it, right? So Tyler Perry was at, what is her name? Angie Stone's funeral. And, he talked about, because before Angie Stone passed, she did a whole live pretty much talking about how the industry ripped her off. And this is not an unfamiliar story for us, right? Justin Bieber said the people ripped them off. You can probably, if you lined up 50 people that have been in the industry, probably out of that 50, about probably, I'm going to say 47 of them are probably said they got ripped off. They didn't get their royalties. It happened to Prince. Remember, he changed his name as a result. For a minute there, he was calling himself the Symbol. all because they were stealing from him and ripping him off. It's very sad. So Angie Stone pretty much talked about it before her passing. And so Tyler Perry thought it would be wise to go up on the pulpit and to stand at her funeral and say a couple words about the industry and how they're ripping people off. And out of nowhere, here comes Monique. Monique is never going to let up off his behind. She was pretty much like, she's sorry for everything that happened to Angie Stone, but she pretty much was like, Tyler Perry, you're a hypocrite because of everything you're condemning the industry for doing to her, you did it to me. It would be best if, Tyler Perry just keep his mouth shut. It's very sad. It's very sad how the industry gets ripped off. But I will tell you this, there's a lot of people in corporate America, Target, Walmart, and I'm not saying this right. I'm saying it happens in every industry. There's some people that didn't get a raise on their job 10, 15 years. That's insanity. There's some people that have been passed over for the promotion year after year after year after year. It's just very sad. A lot of these things, they're into breaking a person's soul. But we're going to talk about it. Then we're going to talk about how Wendy Williams, she got a small win. Listen, they said the squeaky wheel gets the job done, so to speak, right? And she sure did. I'm not mad at her. They went to outlet after outlet. They was crying in the public, and that's exactly what they should have been doing. And finally, Wendy gets a small victory. She's going to come out of lockdown, so to speak. And listen, she deserved it. There's criminals that got more freedom than her. I mean, they didn't want her talking to the press, but yet Diddy, we heard the phone call between Diddy and Kanye West, and Diddy's out there in the Metropolitan Detention Center. So if Diddy can speak to people and Suge Knight can have a podcast and he's locked up talking about collect calls from Suge, then Wendy Williams can roam the streets when she wants to roam the streets. At the end of the day, nobody wants to see anybody drinking alcohol or being drugged out, strung out, or any of that. Yes, Sasuke, thank you for telling me that. Jonathan Majors and Megan Good are married. I wish them well. I really do. And I think I'm going to talk about that maybe tomorrow night or later on in the week. I wish them well. At the end of the day, not to get distracted and go off the beaten path here. At the end of the day, people change. But I will also say this. Sometimes you have friends where, I'll just make this up here. Say me and Opinion, we're best friends. And we love each other. And then in my opinion, may run into somebody else, be like, oh my God, Diva, I can't stand Diva. Sometimes people just don't mix. And sometimes you have people that bring out the worst in you, and you have other people that bring out the best in you. So maybe his previous girlfriends brought out the worst in him, and perhaps Megan Good is bringing out the best in him. I wish them well. I hope if he had any demons, whatever demons he had, that as he's going through this therapy that he was mandated, I hope he worked out his demons. I do. Because it really wasn't, at the end of the day, it wasn't one girlfriend, it wasn't two girlfriends, it was around 3 girlfriends that pretty much said that he had a problem with the hands. I mean, I guess you can recover from that. I'm not the judge. And, Megan Good seems to be happy. I do wish her all the best because, she's been through a marriage and that marriage didn't work out. And so now here she is. So I back up and I say, Wendy Williams, she got a small win. She's coming out of lockdown and they said she's going to be able to live in a condo. She still has restrictions, but they're not as tight. They said she'll be able to come and go as she please. Her niece will be able to come see her. Maybe her son will be able to come see her. Maybe, all the people, and she could talk to. Let me say this lightly. The only thing, because remember, what's her longtime friend name? Somebody remind me. I want to say Reg, because I think her name is Reggie. But y'all could correct me if I'm wrong. And I'm talking Wendy Williams. The only thing I take a little concerned with, I'm trying to figure, yeah, Regina, thank you. The only thing I'm taking a little concern with Regina, I feel like Regina and Wendy, they did what they did together. Y'all with me? And one thing they said, when you are in recovery, you can't go back to the same place you were before, because it's going to bring up some old memories and maybe some old habits. And you can't necessarily, yes, Sasuke, I was trying to be easy. I didn't want to say that. And you can't, yes, the triggers, Katrina. You can't maybe hang with, and I know Regina is a longtime friend. But the last thing I want to do is see Wendy come back on these streets and end up back in a conservatorship. So I'm praying that she's protected and that she doesn't be back in familiar ground. So we just gotta pray. Yeah, prayers for the best for Wendy Tanya. Yes, I agree with you. I pray that she's surrounded by people who genuinely care about her and won't take advantage of her. Yes, that is the prayer. Yeah, Sasuke, you hit the nail on the head. I appreciate that for you saying what I didn't want to say. But yeah, I don't think she needs to really be hanging around her again. So listen, everybody, y'all know what time it is, and y'all know what I need in the chat, because I'm about to bring the people in the building so we can get into it. I need a what? I need a choo-choo. Hold aboard, everybody. It is Tuesday night trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. The title is simple. It's called Sad. We got a missing student parents. Okay, speak. We have Monique calls out Tyler Perry, and we got Wendy Williams Small Win. And while you out there, if you're on the platform and not up here with us, I ask you if you can please give a big shout out and a thank you to my mods that are in the building. We got Sasuke, Katrina, and Julius. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much, and I'm bringing the people in the building. Hey, in my opinion.
Hey, Diva,
choo, Savannah, Julius, Katrina.
Hey, Diva. Hey, Pat. Hey, Chat. Choo.
And I'm watching.
Hey, Dustin. Nice to see you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get right into.
Nice to see you, Diva.
Nice to see you too. Let's go ahead and get right into the story. I think the first story I'm going to talk about, because this story really touched me and it really broke my heart. And I'm praying for these parents. You know, the young lady, she went on spring break with friends. The friends went home and she did not. And they don't have a body, but they're declaring that, that she drowned, and the parents now just saying, please, in this investigation, we're going to accept the fact that she drowned. We're going to accept the fact that there was no foul play. Please just declare her dead so we can, grieve and move on with the situation. It reminds me, I think there was a mother whose son had drowned. I forgot I did this story, I think early last year. And the mother said, that the ocean took her son's body, and she wished that the ocean just gave it back. And I'm praying that if it is so that this young lady, drowned, that the ocean took her, I'm praying that perhaps maybe the ocean can give her body back. I don't know. Yeah, I know, Benjamin. Yeah, her parents want her declared dead by the government. I believe it's foreclosure, and I do too. And I commend them. When I saw that, I commend them because I don't know if I could have done it. And it just breaks my heart even thinking about it. So I'm going to call her SK. Thank you, Handy B, because I don't want to botch up her name. But, condolences to this family. It's just heart-wrenching. I think this is the one I want to show.
With the Fox 5 News alert, several fast-moving developments in the case of missing Loudoun County student Sudishka Kananki.
A key witness in the missing person investigation, Joshua Reeb, appearing in court as he works to get his passport back and return to the U.S. This all comes as we are now hearing from Kananki's parents for the first time. They're now asking authorities in the Dominican Republic to declare her dead.
Fox 5's David Kaplan live at the Loudoun County Sheriff's Office with the latest for us on this case. David, what do we know?
Yeah, good evening to you. As you just heard from some of that sound in the headlines, an absolutely devastating few days for Sudiksha Kananke's family. Their heartbreak is absolutely evident. They say she is 20 years old. She is pre-med at the University of Pittsburgh, was smart, was loved, and they are devastated. Today, in front of their Loudoun County home, her father, Subrayudu, and her mother, Sridevi, thanked media outlets and people who responsibly spread the word about the search for their daughter, believing that led to a more thorough investigation in the Dominican Republic. But ultimately, these parents say they felt the version of events that investigators have honed in on, that the ocean pulled Sudiksha in and she drowned, is, in fact, what they believe happened.
We were going through too much pain all these days, and we were saddened, and we were not able to believe this.
The last man with Kananke, Joshua Reeb, has never been called a suspect, and this has never been called a criminal case. Rather, he was called a person of interest in a missing persons case. In a letter sent to Dominican authorities yesterday, Kananke's parents say they do not believe there was foul play. Now, Reeb's passport was seized by authorities as they conducted their investigation, which the Kananke family says he cooperated with. He petitioned to get it back, and that's the subject of an ongoing hearing as we're talking right now. Some notes from there. Reeb testified that police have been by his side during the entire investigation, that he wants to go back home. Reeb also testified that Kananke's parents hugged him before they left and came back to Loudoun County. He says they thanked him for trying to save their daughter. Kananke's family reiterating their faith in the investigation, saying they want to begin the grieving process.
As per the authorities, right, we have not, they are saying that the waves were, as per their investigations, we believe 100% in the authorities' investigation. The conditions and the waves, the ocean.
The Loudoun County Sheriff's Office also out with a statement today saying they will support the Kananke family in any way they can, adding that they are continuing, though, to review some of the evidence they came across during their investigation.
David, your heart just aches for this family. I mean, the anguish, the pain, the not knowing. Do we know, in fact, if Dominican authorities will declare Kananke dead, even though she hasn't been found?
Yeah, that's a really big unknown tonight. But what is clear is that if they did, it would sort of break a norm. Usually places wait for months if nobody turns up, as opposed to just 12 days before declaring someone deceased. So that's certainly a development that we'll continue keeping our eye on. I can tell you, though, that I did speak with 3 separate experts in missing persons investigations who say it is also incredibly rare for a family to make a request like this, let alone 12 days after the person went missing.
Yeah, no doubt we need some more answers. David, thank you.
It's just so sad.
And another
one. Let me just exit that. It is rare after 12 days, but I think this family, they don't want to be in pain, in that type of pain for months, because when you lose a loved one, the pain never quite goes away. I can't really explain it, but it prolongs the longer you don't have your formal closure on the situation. So sad in tragic letter sent by SK parents asking she be declared dead, revealed as cops drop probe into Joshua. I think his name is Joshua. The parents of the missing student, SK, have filed a letter to legally declare their daughter dead as investigators dropped the probe into the man she was last seen with. As police in the Dominican Republic continue to fly drones over the waters of Punta Cana for any sign of SK, her parents have requested to start the legal declaration process so they can begin grieving. Such a beautiful girl. My heart breaks for them. This story is just so incredibly sad. This is the letter that the parents wrote. These parents are just, I almost feel like you could tell this girl was just a nice person because her parents are so incredibly just just kind people. I mean, to hug this guy, this is just it's like a wow moment for me. So Joshua, the man who was last seen with her on the beach in the early hours of March 6th, is no longer considered a person of interest in the 20-year-old's disappearance. Joshua continued cooperation with investigators led to him being cleared by the Loudoun County Sheriff's Office in Virginia. We would not refer to him as a person of interest at this point. Joshua was cooperative with our detectives, Loudoun County deputies told the U.S. Sun. Joshua, an Iowa native who was also vacationing in Punta Cana for spring break at the time SK went missing, previously told NBC News that he was trying to help investigators search for the woman. The ocean was a dangerous place, he told the outlet. The update from the Loudoun County Sheriff's Office comes hours after her parents' distraught family requested to start the legal process to declare her dead. Given these circumstances and after much deliberation, we request that the police department proceed with the legal declaration of her death, the family said in a letter obtained by the U.S. Sun. We understand that certain legal procedures must be followed and are prepared to comply with any necessary formalities or documentation. Initiating this process will allow our family to begin the grieving process and address matters related to her absence. While no declaration can truly ease our grief, we trust that this step will bring some closure and enable us to honor her memory. Kanoki is an undergraduate from the University of Pittsburgh, was last seen on the beach near the Rue Replica Hotel in Punta Cana during the early hours of March 6th. The biology major, also with along with five of her female friends, was staying at the 5-star adults-only resort after arriving in Punta Cana on March 3rd for spring break. During their trip, she and her friends met Joshua and Carter Joseph, who were also staying at the hotel. Joseph has not been accused of any wrongdoing or named a suspect in the investigation. Footage obtained by CDN TV from inside a bar showed that she was hanging out with a group of people at around 4:05 a.m. on March 6th. She is seen leaving her drink at a table before going to a grassy area and appearing to vomit, according to local reports. An unknown woman can be seen helping her as she quickly walked back towards the bar area. At around 4:15, she and friends and Joshua and another man are captured on surveillance footage leaving the resort and heading toward the beach. Then at around 4:55 a.m., cameras captured 5 women and a man returning to the hotel, leaving her and Joshua alone on the beach. Swept out to sea. Joshua, a senior at St. Cloud State University in Minnesota, told investigators that he and KS were in the water waist deep and shared a kiss. However, moments later, the pair was swept off their feet by a giant wave. The 22-year-old from Iowa told investigators, "A big wave came and hit us both. As the water returned, it came back and swept us out to sea," Joshua said, according to police. Joshua claimed the two cried out for help, but no one was around to assist them. He described to investigators how he put her under his arm and swam back to the beach. "It took me a long time to get her out. It was difficult," he told investigators. "I was a lifeguard in a pool, not in the sea." Joshua said he swallowed a lot of seawater during the rescue and began to vomit and slip in and out of consciousness. "I could have lost consciousness several times," he added. Joshua said he managed to get the two of them back to a safe spot in the water close to the beach, and last recalled her hearing her say she was going to gather her belongings. He described how she was still in knee-deep water, walking at an angle. "The last time I saw her, I asked her if she was okay," Joshua said. "I didn't hear her answer because I started vomiting all the seawater I had swallowed. After I threw up, I looked around and didn't see anyone. I thought she grabbed her things and left." He went on to tell investigators that he sat on the beach chair and fell asleep after feeling unwell and only awoke by the sunrise and mosquitoes biting him. Where did I go? The resort surveillance video captured a shirtless, shoeless Joshua returning to the resort around 8:55 a.m. She has not been seen since. The Dominican authorities found her white netted sarong wrapped over the beach chair and her flip-flops on the sand next to one of the legs of the lounger. Vice Admiral, the commander of the Dominican Navy, told the news that her body may not have surfaced yet because she could be stuck in coral reefs offshore. The body may be stranded on reefs on the coral reef, which is why the Navy has deployed a team of Navy and local divers to comb the entire area where there are reefs or corals, he said. So far, unfortunately, we have not been able to find the young woman. The Navy commander then painted a gruesome image of what might happen to her body. When a person drowns, they lose air from their lungs and fill with water. Then the body sinks, he added. At the 72-hour, the body begins to decompose. The organs begin to decompose and fill with gas. Then the body begins to float. Rodriguez said the process lasts 36 hours to a week. And then they did a hearing to release him. I'm not going to continue to read that. And then the parents just asked if they can please, declare her dead so that they can go through the grieving process. This is just incredibly sad. Thank you. Loud done. Loud. Thank you, Wayne, for trying to help you out there. Savannah, your thoughts?
This is absolutely heartbreaking. So, Loudoun County is one of the most affluent counties in the state of Virginia. So, this family probably is very well to do and connected. I think this is more of a cultural, maybe religious thing that the family has decided to let her go so that they can begin their grieving process. I agree with you, Diva. I always say that my children need me more as adults than they did when they were young. And I find that to be extremely true, especially with both of mine. They have I have a son and a daughter, both adults, and both different interests, but they are constantly traveling, and I worry about them becoming oblivious and careless to their surroundings and who they are with at times. My son has never had a drink in his life. He's not a drinker. He does not like the bar scene or anything, but I worry about him just being too trusting with the world, while my daughter would do a trip like this to the Dominican Republic and other places. She's a traveler. So I worry about her more than my son. But it's just scary. It is a scary place. And to go into a foreign country, there's not only language barriers, but we don't know the laws and what type of support that the families, because the young man that has been questioned and detained, the last person to see her, is also being held up and detained. He hasn't made it back to American soil yet. He doesn't have his passport, from what I understand. So this is a tragic incident. I do believe that she was swept out to sea. The waters around the Dominica are usually warm, so that means they're alive. And I would just hate for, I hope that they do have a body soon where they can bring her home and her parents are able to properly bury their child. My heart breaks for this family. But what strength and of forgiveness and courage they have shown in that press conference. It really touched my heart as a mother.
Yeah. Oh my God. Touched me in a special way. Julius, your thoughts?
This is very heartbreaking. And an incident like this did happen similar in my city, but we're talking about this incident at hand. The one main component the mighty Atlantic Ocean. No one can win against the mighty Atlantic Ocean. And my heartfelt and steadfast prayers, condolences go out to this family. And I pray that, and I assume that they are of the Muslim tradition, that their daughter is safe with Allah, and that they take comfort in that she is safe and sound in his bosom.
Thank you, Julius. In my opinion, your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I want to say congratulations to him too. I don't know. I don't know if I could have gave up the search. I think I would have been out there trying to search myself. It's hard. The person you bring in this world, you never think I'm gonna have to bury him neither. So that's a hard pill to swallow. To actually say I'm gonna let go. It's hard enough for me to let go and let them go on trips or go to college or go out in the world. I'm gonna let go of you forever, and I ain't gonna see your body neither. I don't know if I got that kind of strength. But thank God he gave you that strength that this is what you're saying you need to do for you.
Yeah.
But I ain't got it.
Yeah, I just commend them. Dustin, your thoughts?
I want to say that I hope and pray for peace and comfort and the love of peace and comfort for the family. And it's so sad because that's a little bit what I'm going through right now. I recently lost my uncle last Sunday, so I can vouch for that. I know how that feels, so that's why I haven't been here, David, and it's been very hard on me. So I know how that feels very much. But I hope that their situation, I hope that it makes them feel better. But I wouldn't have the strength to do that either, in my opinion.
Thank you, Dustin, and my condolences. Katrina, you're welcome.
My heart go out to the family. I do. It does. But I really don't believe nothing that man is saying. I'm not saying that the stuff that he said didn't happen. Okay, but you have 3 different stories. Now you're saying you was out there in the water, you had her under your arm, and y'all was coming out the water, and she was in knee-high water. And you got to the beach, threw up, and went to sleep. No, first you said you called out for her. You didn't hear anything, and then you threw up and went to sleep. If this your friend, and you saying he took in a lot of salt water, they said they was out there. I'm not being a conspiracy theory. I'm just saying his story is not really adding up to me. It's really not. You was that drunk, but you out there in the ocean kissing, which we know people do that. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is, for you to come up to the bank and throw up and go to sleep. You called out for her name. You didn't hear her say anything, and you just fell out. I don't know. Maybe it did happen. I wasn't there. I don't know. Just that it's a lot of holes in that story. I know for a fact. Well, I know people have been saying that those people in the Dominican Republic be taking people organs, and I'm not saying that's what happened or she been SA off somewhere. It's just a weird story to me. You just met her in a hotel. And I said, maybe I watched too many Lifetime movies. I don't know. Because I seen these men and this guy was in the hotel and they tricked these people to go out on their boat so they can sell them off. I don't know. Like I said, it's just weird. And then you want your child body, you want to declare her unalive in 12 days. Yeah, I give my hat off to y'all. I do. And I know you can't, I'm not saying this is it. I know you can't get insurance money until that person is declared dead. I'm not saying that's what they're doing either. But I'm just saying it's just a lot that he's saying that really isn't adding up. And I'm not saying he did anything or whatsoever because wasn't there, don't know. But I'm just going by his words. And wherever this young lady is at, if she's gone somewhere or she's unalive, I just pray that she's having peace. And I just hope she got comfort. And I hope nothing traumatic happened to her that we don't know. And it's a sad situation. And it's just so much stuff happens when these kids go into these foreign countries. I just pray that she's at peace, or if she's not at peace, that she is found. Either way, I pray that she is found, whether they find her out there in the ocean or somewhere else. But that's all I got, Deepa.
Thank you. Felicia, your thoughts?
Hey, good evening, everyone. I hope everybody's doing okay. You know, I have a lot of thoughts about this.
Let me sit up.
But I did watch the press conference. I don't believe that the mother is on board with this. I believe the mother is saying, let's hold on to hope here. Let's wait. And I think the father wants to bring closure because he sees how the mother is suffering. I'm going to say something here. And I know you all don't know me, but I know me. I look at this young man and I hear that the mother hugged and kissed him and all this other stuff. You know, it's interesting that word kiss is resonating in the story, because traditionally when someone kisses you, that's an act of benevolence, of endearment, of some kind of relationship. These people knew each other for 3 days. They didn't even fly down there together.
Okay, you talking.
They're at a resort. And for those of you who were up here when we talked about this before, I've stayed at that resort. That is the Caribbean Sea. That is not the Atlantic Ocean. I can swim, but I'm not a good swimmer. At night, it is very difficult to determine between the sky and the beach. When you are down there, if you're not on sand where you can feel the sand, then you know you're too close to the water. More than likely, there is no lifeguard nowhere. And most of the people at that resort have either gone to bed or sleeping somewhere in a corner or in a well-lit area. So you're reading the story to us, and they say she had something to drink and she vomited, and she goes outside to vomit, and a friend comes to help her, and then she goes back inside. And then she's walking off, allegedly, at 4-something in the morning with a group of friends. And for some reason, they leave her on a beach with someone that all of them met 72 hours ago. And he says, we kissed in the water. And I tried to save her. I called out to her. No. I stand with Katrina on this one. And I know you all say, what? Yeah, I do. I am so concerned that this young woman was harmed before anything else.
Oh my God.
I don't believe that she was sober and clear and able to make good choices. She's walking with her friends, and maybe in a moment's notice, they're gone. I don't know. Maybe some of you have never had that experience where you're with a group of people and you turn and go, where'd everybody go? You know? But I also know, and I've been out to many a clubs. Yes, I have. And been in there, well, not past 4:30, but to at least 4:15. And whoever I came with, we were leaving together. I don't care how fine he was, how well dressed, had his own car, bought people drinks all night. 6 of us came in here together. 6 of us are leaving together.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think he's so cute. I think he's so this. Yes, he is. So see him in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
We're going home now.
Mm.
This behavior is very odd all the way around. And as I said a little bit ago, I'm speaking with a deep level of sensitivity here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be misunderstood, but I want you to understand where I'm coming from.
Mm-hmm.
If that had been my 6'4.5" beautiful black son who was walking hugged up on the beach with that girl, would her mother have come over and kissed my son? Would her father have come over and said, we understand and we want closure?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Grace is given in ways that can be fair and unfair. And Katrina said something so powerful. It's only been 12 days.
Mm.
Prayers to this family and prayers for the truth. I'm done.
Wow. I want to say this, that I'm on board 100%. And one thing I did really connect to what you said in this story, the husband is feeling the mother's pain. And I think, because he loves his wife, he just wants it to end. And that's why he's telling these people, just let it go. I think that is his motivation, but I think you are absolutely right. The mom is not ready to let this go. But her husband said, this is what we're going to do. And, husband and wife, they respect each other. And so she said, okay. And yes, Tanya, may the truth prevail. I didn't like this young man's story, but I figured, you know what, if the parents are saying, let this thing go, okay, I'm going to roll with them. Let this thing go. But his story, it just didn't sound right. But I also have to say this. It's unbelievable to me, even as an adult traveling. I don't be going out and leaving. I'm like, no, we can all go over here. We can all go over there, but we all going together. Even it was that, did I go to Disney last year? I'm forgetting what year we went to Disney, if it was last year.
It was last year.
It was last year. Thank you.
Yeah.
Even when we went to Disney, my son, and he'll be 20 this year, my son, my goddaughter, and her cousin, we was like, no, y'all stick together. Downtown Disney is beautiful. They was like, we're going down there. And we was like, all right, y'all stick together. It's just so sad. Spring break. But I also have a problem with, and listen, it happens all the time. I particularly don't like it. Why are these kids under 21 getting served alcohol? I got to roll into the
That's
next.
how they make their money.
I know, but it's not right.
No. And they can do that over in Germany too as well, Diva. Over in Germany, you can get alcohol when you're 18 and 19.
And so what about the DR?
Now the DR, I don't know, but they sell it to those kids underage, and sometimes they go buy it themselves, which costs them way more.
17.
Yeah, they go buy it themselves. They can buy it themselves, and they watch people. Like when we went to Jamaica, they tried to sell us a can of Pringles for $20. I'm like, y'all lost y'all mind. And then they tried to sell like the gold tequila, which I'm not a drinker. I was just gonna buy the bar and just put it in my thing. They wanted $160 for that. You have bumped your head. And at the hotel, we got the stuff for free. So they look out for like foreign people or visitors or tourists. They make them their mark. It was one guy, I don't know if you heard of the story. He was on the beach and they wouldn't buy nothing from him. And don't you know he followed them and he unalived that lady husband?
All right,
You just have to be careful.
let me move to the next story.
Yes.
So,
The legal drinking age in Dominican Republic is 18. And I do believe that this is more of a cultural and religious thing, because this family is from India. And I believe I may be incorrect here, I may be wrong, but I believe that they might be from the Hindu religion. And in the Hindu religion, it's a heavy belief in reincarnation, and there is a 10-day period that they have to prepare the body for her to reincarnate and for the family not to be living in, oh my goodness, I have a Hindu coworker, and she had so it's like if they're spiritually impure until they prepare the body.
I understand. And I did believe that had a lot to do with it too. You know, they want to just close it out, and not in a disrespectful way, but in everything they believe in, just in general, and just also before that mother. Oh my gosh. It's heart-wrenching. Ceremony must go on for the family to move on. Yeah, Mimi said the ceremony must go on for the family to move on. It's just super, super sad. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll into the next story. And you know, Monique the comedian, she's at it again. Let me say this, and I don't want people, you know, we all of us for the most part, my numbers are looking like it's my average numbers here, and most of you have been with us for a while now. So I'm just going to go ahead and say this. When you have been wronged, at some point, you really have got to find a way to find peace with it and let it go. Monique, I feel like she's losing years off her life by having this consistent fight with Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey. Listen, at the end of the day, and again, I don't know for sure what Diddy did or did not do, but at the end of the day, I promise you, all of these people, when they do wrong stuff, they pay for what they do. They do pay. So, you know, Tyler Perry spoke at Angie Stone's funeral, and Monique got issue with that. Let me just go ahead and let's get into this story. Let me share a screen. Hold on one second. So Monique writes an open letter to Tyler Perry in response to his remarks at Angie Stone's funeral. Academy Award-winning actress and comedian Monique is speaking up loud and clear. At the filmmaker, Tyler Perry delivered a passionate eulogy at Angie Stone's funeral. Monique responded with an open letter that's shaking the industry once again. During a heartfelt service at Word of Faith Cathedral in Austell, Georgia, Perry touched on the exploitation and lack of recognition Angie endured in the music industry. I'm angry at the way she was treated all of those years, all of those songs, all of that money that was owed to her. Where is it? It's wrong, Perry said, highlighting a deep-rooted issue that Black artists have faced for decades. But Monique saw more than just passion. She saw a contradiction. In a powerhouse response letter, Monique called out Perry for what she said is hypocrisy, challenging his advocacy for justice while allegedly being part of her own industry mistreatment. You called me difficult without ever working with me. Monique pulls no punches. In her letter, Monique opened with compassion, offering condolences to Angie Stone family and recognizing her legacy. But she quickly pivoted to address Tyler Perry directly, laying out her concerns in a raw and transparent way. She referenced 4 key points from Perry's eulogy that sparked her response. 1, the difficult label without collaboration. Monique questions Perry's narrative, saying, How can you advocate for fairness while perpetuating the same treatment? She reminded him that he labeled her as difficult to work with, despite never having worked with her directly. That label, she claims, helped blackball her in the Hollywood, limiting her career opportunities and damaging her public image. 2, missing money, a mirror to her experience. Perry words about Stone owed money hit close to home for Monique. She drew a broad comparison to her own situation. The forced narrative you feel blackballed me, costing me tens of millions. Where's the restitution for that? Promoting without pay, a double standard. Perry expressed how Black artists often without proper reward. Yet Monique pointed out a moment from their past where he allegedly asked her to promote the Oscar-winning film Precious without compensation. How does that align with your message? Treating artists like children of God. Perry spoke about respecting artists as children of God, and Monique held them accountable to that same standard. You assured me of an apology years ago, yet it has never come. Monique calls for accountability and healing. Monique closed her letter with a direct and spiritual message, one that touches both soul and legacy. What will it profit a man to gain the whole world but lose his soul? Well, Monique strikes again. Savannah, your thoughts?
Oh, boy. This is about the time of year that Monique comes up. Because when we called last year, she came up. Kat came in on the beginning of the year, January, February, did the bombshell interview with Shay Shay, and then there was just a revolving door sitting on the couch, and Monique came out in the early part of the year as well. Oh, she's exhausting. I thought Tyler had apologized to her and Daddy. You know how it's just tasteless to make such a tragic situation about yourself instead of focusing on losing such great talent as Angie Stone and her family grieving, and actually listening to what Tyler was saying. But Monique can always find a situation to be the victim and make it about herself. Tyler wasn't the only one labeling you as difficult. It was your reputation around the industry. He probably just repeated what he had heard from Lee Daniels, the others. You know, I don't know, what does she need? What does she want? Because I don't think even if Tyler and Oprah were to publicly do a apology on a national platform, that she would be happy with getting an I'm sorry from those two. But I do believe that I recall Tyler apologizing, and still it was not enough. So it's tragic. Monique has done this to herself, to her reputation, and she needs to start looking in the mirror and seeing the projection that it's her. It's all her. We haven't seen her do nothing in this past year. I don't think I've seen her anywhere besides being on the Cat Williams tour, and she wasn't funny then. She was mean and evil spirited, and everything she talked about was expletives against Tyler and Oprah. So where is their apology for what you said about them? I have nothing for Monique.
There's that. Julius, your thoughts?
There's a time and place for everything. And right now wasn't the time. He was speaking on the mistreatment that Angie Stone has gone through. She discovered so many artists, Mariah Carey from her own account being one. And she got no credit. That's what Tyler was speaking on. But because she was so sanctified and knew that God had her, she didn't let the mistreatment from the industry get her down. However, when she made her live, when she talked about, and this is something I am starting to believe, as for an example, years ago, Michael Jackson called out Sony, called them right out. I was in school one day, watched the whole video, and and I thought to myself, now is this the exact reason why he's no longer with us? And after I have seen that video of Miss Stone calling out the industry, I'm like, uh-oh. It raises the question. But Monique, sit down. Have a seat. Take a breath. You and Daddy go to Timbuktu somewhere and stop chasing Professor Ogilvy. How about that?
In my opinion, your thoughts?
Monique, you are reaping what you sow. And I feel like you have wreaked havoc on a lot of different producers. And they talk. And when they talk to producers, they talk to directors, they talk to everybody. And you've had your image trashed for a long time.
Mm.
And we tired of you coming to us every year, every other year, every 2 years, whenever you feel like it. Whenever Tyler or Oprah is in the news, you come back and you tell us your story again.
Mm.
Why you keep telling us? What can we do for you, ma'am?
Mm.
We not making no movies and we ain't writing you no check. So, ma'am, if you got nothing else to say, keep us out the group chat.
Dustin, your thoughts?
Go ahead and skip me, Diva.
No problem.
Thank you.
Katrina, your thoughts?
Y'all probably hate me, but I'm with Monique on this one. I'm sorry. Yes, um, she might have been whatever he's saying she is in the industry, but the thing about it is he is talking out of both sides of his neck because you did blackball this woman. You didn't give her the recognition that she needed. Everything that you're saying about Angie Stone is what you did do to Monique. So you are talking out of both sides of your neck. And if I'm reading that, I'm going to address it too. Yes, she didn't address it to Angie Stone family. She did an open letter and addressed it to Tyler Perry because the stuff that she's saying, he did do this. And if it wasn't for 50 Cent putting her on power, wouldn't nobody mess with her. And when 50 Cent put her on power, then they want to come back and apologize and say they sorry and all that. If a person is hurt, yeah, they're going to express their grief a lot of times because you hurt them in that way. And you did stop some of her money. Maybe her action wasn't good as well, but you are a high type producer. And yes, they're going to listen to you. And yes, you did stop this woman money. With Lee Daniels, with the same thing. She was supposed to, he wanted her to go out and promote Precious when y'all wasn't even giving her the money to go do this. So, I mean, yes, maybe it's the wrong time, but I see how she felt because if you sit up and saying the same things about this woman and you did another black woman the same way. So I'm with Monique on this one. I'm sorry, y'all. Sorry to shake the train a little bit, but I'm just telling you, I'm with Monique on this.
Tyler
That's
Perry
all I
wasn't
got
on
to say.
no Precious.
Say what?
Tyler Perry wasn't over Precious. That
I
was Lee
didn't say she
Daniels.
was. I didn't say she was over Precious. I'm talking about Lee Daniels and them and all those people. That's who was over Precious was Lee Daniels. And they, like I said, they didn't want to give her the money to go out and promote it. They basically blackballed her in the industry. She was supposed to be on what's that record thing Lee Daniel had instead of it was Taraji P Henson. It's supposed to have been Monique. They blackballed her. So yes, my thing is with Monique on this one because he is talking out of both sides of his neck. But that's all I got.
All
And he
right.
needs to stop stealing people. He needs to stop stealing people's stories as well. So he needs to be quiet. That's all.
Yikes. Felicia, your thoughts?
Diva, I got to support my co-counsel. I'm just sick of damn Tyler Perry. I'm sick of him. I don't want to hear no more from Tyler Perry about who should pay the light bill, the gas bill, who should be worthy of X, Y, Z, and such and such and such. He's a fake and a fraud. He showed up at Angie Stone's funeral so he could get some attention. This is a woman, a mother, an artist who is loved deeply. And people are grieving her loss. And these two miserable people, they're equally miserable. They're the twins, what they call them, two yin and yang. This is who they are to each other. They don't know how to be appropriate. They don't know how to be kind. They don't know how to treat other people. It's always about them and their issues. Was either one of them lying? No. But do we really want to hear from either one of them? No. This woman lost her life in a very brutal and vicious way. And she was loved by her family. People all over have appreciated her music, her generosity, her spirit. And this is what they bring to her service. We don't want Tyler showing up no more. Okay? Just be a no-show. You don't have to speak. You're not the voice of the Black community. I'm done with him. I don't want to see him anymore. And I don't want to hear from his alter female, Monique, either. Both of them should go away. I'm done.
Chew and a chew.
We'll get room there. Did I skip anybody? Did I get to everybody on this story? I think I did. All right, I appreciate y'all. Woo tonight. Okay. I'm gonna roll into the last story, and the last story is Wendy Williams. So Wendy Williams got a small victory. And I'm happy for her. And hopefully we'll continue. And this niece, God bless the nieces out there. This niece is standing by her side. Okay. Come on, niece. So Wendy's win. Wendy Williams first set to freedom, granted as Star battles guardianship in court after being locked up at the center. The U.S. Sun reveals first ever pictures of Wendy at this secretive guardianship court, where proceedings are under seal. Wendy Williams' first step to freedom has been granted as the Star battles her guardianship in court after being locked up at a New York City senior living facility. In exclusive photos and videos obtained by the U.S. Sun, Wendy, 60, beamed on her way out of court on Monday after she faced a judge who holds the keys to her freedom from the restricted guardianship she is under, Sabrina Morrissey. Come on, Wendy, and the niece there. Come on. All right. There they go again. So after the hearing, Wendy stopped and chatted with a photographer who asked her if the court went her way. She responded it did. Then when asked if the emergency petitions went in her favor, she responded, they did. Thank you. The U.S. Sun can exclusively reveal the judge, Lisa, agreed to allow former queen of daytime TV to move from the secured memory unit that Wendy has called a luxury prison. She lived there for the past half year to an unsecured floor in the independent living section at that facility. The U.S. Sun previously reported Wendy's attorney filed an emergency petition last week to have the star move from a restricted living arrangement, an issue which seems to have been at least temporarily resolved in the court on Monday. She will be in a private condo now. She will have much more freedom to come and go as she pleases. She will be able to have visitors, and she will be free to leave when she wants, the insider said. I'm going to pretty much keep it there because the point of this particular story is Wendy got a small victory. She got her freedom. Savannah, what are your thoughts?
I think this is a huge victory. I think there is power in the voice of many, and getting it out into the news media, into the social media, and a small movement behind her to at least gain her freedom. And that's what Wendy wanted. I think we can all agree that Wendy does need continual care and supervision, but to have your basic human rights either constrained or taken away from you, that is inhumane. And Wendy was feeling caged, and I am extremely happy for her. I thank Alex for being in her corner, for being consistent and keeping her story out there. I don't think it's over. I look forward to the People magazine story on Wendy, and I really hope that she can reunite with her two cats, because Wendy loved chit chat, and I think it was Milo was the other cat, if I remember correctly. But it's a small step for her recovery. Will she ever be the full 100% Wendy that we all know and love? No, but I think her ability to go and have dinner and have guests, it's going to be a huge, it's a huge perk for her to get healthier and stronger. I just think she just needs to be continuously supported and supervised. But go, Wendy.
Go, Wendy. I'm coming to you, Julius. Just give me a minute. I'm gonna show this real quick. It's a quick little video of her coming out today.
Wendy, you look great. Congratulations. I hope the court went amazing. I hope you got what you wanted. I hope those emergency petitions went your way. Awesome. Thank you so much. A couple more shots too.
So Wendy got her victory. Go ahead, Julius, you're up.
This is a great start.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm hoping and praying the heat has to stay on their neck.
Mm-hmm.
The noise has to continue. If she has, when this guardianship is through, if she has a mandated therapist that she can trust and a financial advisor, guess what? That's great too. That's still a win-win. She's probably going to need that, in my opinion. But she doesn't need to be in this conservatorship. I'll say it again. She doesn't need to be in it. And that broad Sabrina needs to be charged. She's already being put through the ringer by that guy that she stole money from. But see, now you messing with Wendy. And also, kudos to, I believe her niece's name is Alexis. Kudos to her niece. Because she's like, you ain't doing this to my auntie. She's letting them know, I love her and she is me and I am her. And I will stand by her. Try me if you want to. I love that energy that she's bringing.
Love the energy. Felicia, your thoughts?
You know, I don't normally comment, but I say hallelujah and to God the glory. So, you know, one of the things that you did with us last was when you was reading a piece about what the judge says wasn't going to happen. And she was going to put her in a more restrictive place if she didn't shut up and be quiet and not communicate with the press. Well, I guess the judge got checked and was told, no, you're not going to be allowed to do that. So it's best to go in a different direction. I know for some months, Wendy has been speaking that she wants to cover the Sean Combs case. Mm-hmm. And this location sounds like she's going to be able to do that podcast and be able, she's right near the courts, to go down there and cover this case. And I think, and it's what I think, that it's given her hope to want to get out, to want her freedom, because she wants to do this. And so I wish her the best, and I hope it does happen, and that she's able to be out there reporting and come back in and do her podcast, because as you told us before, she didn't even have internet in that other space. She had no phone, no internet, nothing. So now she can do that, and she can prepare, because we're only, what, Diva? 6 weeks out.
Yeah.
6 weeks out. And for those who may not know, a little mini side update, Tony Busby has withdrawn to be working on any cases with the Combs cases here in the Southern District of New York.
Shut up.
Oh, yeah. That happened this evening. So he has bowed out. So this is a really, and thank you, Julius, you're so right. It is a win-win with a mandatory therapist and someone, a good, reliable, bonded financial advisor with whatever monies she has left. God be with her and her son, because I believe in her son, and I do wish them both the best. I'm done.
Thank you. In my opinion, your thoughts?
Kudos to Wendy for getting this small victory. I'm still not gonna stay off their neck. We still need the hashtag free Wendy so we can get the big win. I think Wendy needs to take this and be very mindful of what she does, because I do believe they're gonna be watching for any mishap. So Wendy, stay away from that bar and then it ain't in that place. I wouldn't even eat there. Wendy, go out and get you something to eat out. Tell them you need allowance and let you go out and enjoy out life. And I hope Alice stays with her. Keep on track. But go Wendy.
Thank you. Katrina, your thoughts?
So they moved Wendy from jail to a halfway house. Wendy just need to watch herself, like in my opinion, say everybody on the panel said, watch herself, watch out for her triggers. Maybe doing these podcasts will trigger her to doing something else. She just got to be aware. She got to be self-absorbed. And I hope all the best for Wendy. Wendy, you went through some heck, girl. You ain't been through it. I mean, to be taken from your own money, to be told what to do like you're a child. That's the part that I'm still stuck on. But I just hope that she finds her own way now, because she don't have Kevin, thank God. She has her own way. She got to do what she got to do for her and her son. That's her only lifeline of her bloodline that she got left, other than her father and niece or whatsoever. But her, just saying, her main child, she just got to make sure that he's taken care of and she's taken care of. And I hope they get some relief, because I know this has been stressful on these people. They've been through a lot of stress. And I know, the niece is there now, but when the conservatorship and all the other stuff was going on, why she didn't step up then? But anyway, I'm glad she have now, and good luck, Wendy. Good luck.
Good
That's all
luck.
I got, Diva.
Good luck. Listen, guys. Yeah, free Wendy. Listen, this was a great show tonight. Very emotional in a lot of ways. With the student from the university. Praying for her parents, praying for the mom. I don't know if she had brothers and sisters, but this is just a heart-wrenching situation. When it comes to Monique, I'm in agreement. Tyler Perry want to go up and be self-righteous, but then you forgot the demons that you left, and they're not buried, because Monique plans on never shutting up. Okay, so you better think before you speak next time, Tyler, because Monique is staying on your neck. And then we got Wendy Williams with her victory. Listen, guys, I appreciate y'all being here. Y'all know the routine. If you didn't hit that like button on the way in, hit it on the way out. Good night and goodbye, everybody.
Do not keep the